Aside from the fame, the money, and the wins, fighters have to live another kind of lifestyle, and not a lot of people talk about it. When I started getting really interested in sports and fighting, like many others, I was attracted to that lifestyle, to the point where I wanted to be one of them. But recently, I started to learn more and more about the dark side of such a lifestyle. So today, we're going to see what it truly takes to be an athlete. Let's start with the beginning. As an athlete, you start taking your training sessions more seriously. You focus on getting better nutrition, which is great. You're making progress almost every day, and your mind is focused. But it is already at that time that you will encounter your first problem, which is your time and money. Supposing you have finished school, you have basically two options. One is to alternate a job or studies with your training. This option is arguably the safest because you still have a plan B, but the downside is that you will have less time to focus on your athletic career and therefore a lesser chance of achieving your goals. On the other hand, the other option is going all out in fighting. It can lead to judgment from others and how it can affect your mental state. When talking about your dreams through friends, family and others, there is a high likelihood that they will doubt you. To be an athlete, you need to be 100% confident in yourself, even if everyone thinks you will fail. And if you took the option of going all out, the stress of earning no money or not pursuing a degree like everyone else will test your mental health. It's like everyone is expecting you to win, but until then, you will have no encouragement whatsoever. But the good thing about having no backup plan is that you need to give it 100%, and that can really help with your motivation. This period of time can be quite long, maybe 1, 2 or even 3 years of no money or results and a lot of self-doubt that will pressure you a lot. The real question is how long you can take this constant pressure on your shoulders. One tip that I can give is that every time you get asked what you do in your life, directly respond by saying you're a professional athlete. It doesn't matter if you don't make any money yet, because you pretty much already live like one, and telling yourself that will also help with your self-belief and confidence in your career. But if you manage to go through all that trouble, there will still be many obstacles on your way. Congratulations! After many amateur fights, you finally turn pro. Now you gain a bit of money, which helps a lot with the constant stress of not earning any money, but you're still far from being a star yet. In fact, depending on your sport, not a lot of pro athletes become rich. Boxing is a prime example of that. While boxing stars make millions per fight, the average boxer salary is only $50,000 per year, which is the case for 99% of professional fighters. And you probably won't be popular either at the start of your career. Again, there are more than 20,000 professional boxers in the world right now, but you could only name a few of them. Becoming pro in a sport is an incredible achievement, and it's the result of a lot of hard work, but you still have a long way to go to the top. Becoming pro is only the start of an athlete journey. Becoming professional also comes with a new lifestyle. If an event is coming, your life will be only about fighting. Your training sessions will intensify, as well as your volume. Your diet will be more strict than ever, as well as your sleep and your recovery. Everything is about your sport. And while it might sound great that you wake up every day only to train your favorite sport, your training sessions will start to be more and more boring. At a high level, your training sessions will be very repetitive, and you will be doing the same movements again and again, because you don't really learn anything new about your sport anymore.
But the closer you get to the top, the more training becomes mostly about repetition, where you simply need to stay in shape and keep your existing skills sharp, which is done by doing the same things over and over again.
However, it doesn't stop there. The preparation for a competition can be way worse if your sport has weight classes. If it is the case, you'll probably go through the process of weight cutting. Usually, the day you weigh in happens some day prior to the event, and athletes use it to their advantage. See, they can dehydrate themselves for the weigh-in and then regain that weight for the competition. And that process is called the water cut, because you could, for example, weight 80 kg at the weigh-in, but gain 5 more kg in the competition, which will give you the weight advantage. The problem with the water cut is that it has a lot of negative effects, like an increased chance of gaining and concussions, which is really bad, especially for fighters. Also, depending on how much weight an athlete cuts, it can really be a tough process.
No stress, don't worry. Take it out.
On top of all that, because some fighters alternate between periods of strict diet and periods where they don't have a fight plan and they don't have to focus on the diet, they can develop an eating disorder. A good example of that is one of my favorite boxers, Prince Nassim. After retiring from boxing, he gained a lot of weight, and that is due to the fact that fighters don't try to achieve a maintainable lifestyle like many other athletes, and as a result struggle to stay in shape after retiring or when they don't have a fight coming. An athlete will probably also use some kind of PED. It can can help in many different ways for an athlete, and it would be very naive to think that athletes wouldn't find a way to pass the drug test when the stakes are that high.
It's him and
They're
Yoel
all on
Romero.
fucking
You
steroids.
think
Let's
so?
be well. It's not that easy these days with
It's
USADA,
hard.
but come on, some of them are on steroids.
Health is honestly far from being a priority for the top athletes of this world. With the use of PD, the water cut, and the intense training, your body is put at a high risk of injury, which is also something you need to look for. And if an athlete do get injured, most of the time they will need to cancel the event, even if they train really hard for it. Outside from the mental repercussions of an injury, as we have seen in the past, cancelling an event, regardless of the reason, isn't always well received by the fans. But if you achieve to get through all of that, then yes, you can be a star of your sport. You will be written in history, will make a lot of money, have a lot of fame, and everything that goes with it. But just know that all of that comes at a cost. If you are looking at this video and have the dream of becoming an athlete, or just to take a life path that is quite uncommon, honestly, by all means, go for it. Who cares if you don't pursue a degree for 2 or 3 years after school? You can start later if you realize that that is what you want to do. Also, those years won't be wasted. You will learn a lot of things. One vision that personally helped me a lot is this one. Imagine you have grandkids. Would you rather say to them that you had the balls to take 2 years off to live your dreams, or that you took the less risky way because you were afraid? Also, the common point of all stars that achieve to be at the top is that they went through all of that struggle. And when you think about it, isn't it the price to pay to achieve greatness?